Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Family Empire Houston Season 1, Episode 5. Are we already on 5? Nah, I feel like we're on episode. Either way, I think it's episode 4. I'll have it right in the description. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing well. So, I am wanting to say... I lost my train of thought. Oh, I wanted to say thank you to you all for excusing me last week. I was at my own family reunion, child, and there was no time to squeeze anything in. I was extremely busy the whole weekend. Then I had to catch a flight back to Houston because I'm working in Houston this week for the next 2 weeks, actually. And I was about to be absent this week too, but instead I'm just late. So we're going to keep 1 or 2 photos going this review. I'm not going to screen grab from the show because I'm already late and I just want to get the review done. So just excuse me again this week, but I am here. I am present to do this review. But this week, I actually had gone to the Missy Elliott concert on Saturday. My friend and I, and listen, if she is playing in your city, you need to get those tickets, okay? Understand me when I tell you, you need to get those tickets because my sis put on a wonderful show from start to finish. It was Busta Rhymes, it was Sierra, Timbaland, of course, Missy. And it was just a wonderful show. If you want a show, honey, if you like me, if you auntie status and you ain't trying to have all that downtime, honey, it's only so many times that the DJ gonna be able to play Can We Talk and all that other stuff. I'm not about to be tapping my feet waiting on the main artist all night. The show kept moving. We had maybe 15 to 20 minutes worth of downtime in between artists, and somebody was on that stage. Even Missy herself changed clothes very quickly and got right back on stage, gave us a show. I was on my feet the entire time. My feet were hurting the next day because I was up for Busta. I was up for Sierra. I was up for Missy. It was great. She's actually the reason I'm down in the gym right now while doing this review. Because if my sis can get up there with an illness, because y'all know Missy got some type of illness. I know it affects her thyroid, which can affect your hormones. And you can become very tired if you have any type of thyroid disorder. And my girl was out there changing. She was putting on a show. She was dancing while rapping, going into the audience. If she can do it, I can do it. So I'm in the gym. We're going to give it a quick little 30 minutes. But I'm in the gym while I'm doing my review. So I'm doing a bunch at once. Enough of me rambling. Let's get to the review. Okay, so Justin, Jamisha's husband, is having some type of showcase where he's going to be showcasing off his singing. And so everybody's there. The sister cousins are there. But we kind of pick up where we left off with the whole situation at the brokerage office, the brokerage meeting with Keisha and her girlfriend and some drama that went on after the passing. And they don't really know much about Caramel. She just kind of seems like she's somebody in Keisha's life, but we don't know anything about her. And now they're rehashing this whole thing that happened after the passing of Keisha's mother. They had something for Keisha, like maybe some type of gathering of sorts. And Caramel was obviously upset and going in on Keisha. And they couldn't understand why, because her mama just passed. Now is not the time for whatever it is you're going in about. Caramel felt like there was Keisha's ex in the picture. She saw the ex call in back to back to back. That was irritating her. She felt like Keisha was up to something, which I think Keisha might have been, possibly. But they want to know how this blew up. Why was she so upset? Why was she so irritated? This is something that they are wanting to discuss because for the longest, they just been looking at Caramel as somebody who was going off on Keisha after her mama passed. And of course, you're going to be looking at somebody with the side eye like, girl, it seems like you don't know when the time and the place is, right? So when they get there, now keep in mind, Keisha's goal is to have Caramel's back. I don't think she did a good job, but that's her goal, is to have her girlfriends back. And she wants to just put this to rest once and for all. Now, before she gets there, everybody's talking amongst each other. Everybody's talking about the situation. What we find out before Keisha gets there is that Auntie Nikki actually reached out to Keisha's ex and told Keisha's ex, her mom passed. Maybe you need to check in on her. Keep that in mind, right? So I feel like Jaquita's also very vocal during this conversation and trying to figure some stuff out. Everybody is really vocal, but she sticks out in my mind the most. So when Keisha gets there, and if I forget something, y'all, it's because I ain't really take no notes. I watched the show and I'm going off memory. So when Keisha gets there, they sit down and it was funny because as they're approaching, they're like, okay, y'all, here they come. Okay, y'all, here they come. Because they talking about them, right? So everybody try to get it straight. They have a seat. And the conversation it doesn't really go anywhere. I feel like the only new information we learned is that it was actually Auntie Nikki who reached out to the ex first, and the ex began reaching out to Keisha. Now, Jaquita says, okay, after Caramel explains why she was upset, why she was irritated. Low key, it sounds like Caramel is still a little irritated about the situation. Once she explains why she was, Jaquita starts to insert, well, I mean, that was really your issue with Keisha. Like, Keisha was being sneaky. She was trying to be a hoe, and you was irritated with her because she was trying to meet her with her ex. I was like, Jaquita, please, girl, please. Now is not the time. So Keisha is just kind of like, excuse me, I was being a hoe. And she was just like, understandably, you were upset by that, but there really wasn't no time and place for you to be doing all of that, because it was really Keisha the one being sneaky. So your issue wasn't really So Nicole is just like, well, had it been my husband and some stuff was going on, I would have held all of that in. I wouldn't have been acting like that at something that was a gathering that happened after her mother passed. And the whole time she's talking, everybody is just kind of like, because your mom passed, and your mom had passed, and this was happening after your mom had passed. So we were confused and trying to, well, your mom had passed, and Keisha finally is just like, look, I don't want to talk about it no more. All right. And so they're still trying to explain themselves. Keisha's like, no, I don't want to talk about it no more. I'm done. So she gets up. She starts walking away. Auntie Nikki was like, see, that's the problem. She's sensitive. And Keisha starts going at Auntie Nikki. And she look at Caramel. And she's like, Caramel, let's go. I'm not talking about this no more. And they're asking her why she's leaving. She was like, y'all keep bringing up stuff that happened after my mama passed. I don't want to hear that. Understandably so. So she gets up and leaves, and I guess the conversation is dead. Well, you think the conversation is dead, child. They continue talking, and the person I felt the sorriest for in this whole conversation was Justin. Poor Justin, child. He just wanted to get his doo-wop pop on back there on the stage, and child, they was arguing. So Keisha gets up to leave, and then Auntie Nikki get to boohoo crying, y'all. She crying all in her hands. Like, I want it to be. I said, child, is Auntie Nikki drunk or guilty? I'm really confused by the whole thing, but I'm going to tell y'all how I see it, child. I don't even know if this is an accurate depiction. Okay, so I think the way I'm seeing it is like this. They had a bad taste in their mouth about Caramel because Caramel showed out at whatever event that they had after Keisha's mom's passing, to help support Keisha. They felt like it was not the time and the place for Caramel to be showing out, and they had a bad taste in their mouth about her since then. Caramel now wants to work for the firm, so now they just kind of looking at Caramel like, we don't really know you. We need to get to know you. But before we get to know you, I'm going to tell you why we ain't really been Team Caramel thus far, and it was because of said incident, right? Then we have Keisha. Said incident really was, Caramel is trying to let them know that said incident was happening because of something that Keisha did in regards to her ex. I felt like she was being sneaky. I felt like she was messing around. And so at that time, I did get emotional with her, and I did go off on her. Yes, I knew her mom had passed. And yes, I was trying to be supportive at the time, but that really was irritating me because here it is, your ex keeps calling in the midst of everything that's going on, and I'm feeling some type of way about it. Okay, that's number 2. The third thing is, which I don't understand why ain't nobody talking about. This is what I was looking at. Don't nobody think that Auntie Nikki feel guilty, and that's why she got the crying and had them dramatics like that? Because had she not have reached out to the ex, I don't know if the ex would have. Did she show up to the event, or was she just calling? I don't know if the ex would have really been that big of a thing had Auntie Nikki not said, you need to go reach out to Keisha. And in asking the ex to do that, she was, in fact, disrespecting her relationship. To me, that's how I see it. Once people are broken up, if they don't have any children together, and if they don't normally keep a rapport with each other, it's not on me to get in and tell them they need to have some rapport, whether somebody died or not. Okay, that was something that she would have found out if her and Keisha were in any type of communication together. Or maybe she could have dropped a text or a line or something. I'm not blaming Auntie Nikki for how the ex reached out to Keisha or what happened once she reached out. But what I'm saying is perhaps she shouldn't even have said anything to the ex. Let that be Keisha's decision if she want the ex to know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think she should have done that to me. And I think that's why she was doing all that crying, because low key, I think she felt a little guilty. She was trying to throw everybody off her trail, and she should have felt guilty because she really should have stayed out of it. But now that it has happened, and now that I'm not saying she didn't have good intentions. I'm not saying she was being messy. She probably did have good intentions, especially when you know somebody who was very close in a relationship. So let's say her intentions were good. Whether they were good or not, she was the one that reached out to the ex, right? And we need to acknowledge that. That's how the ball got rolling. What Keisha did with the ex is what I'm confused about. Were y'all talking? Were y'all intimate? That part we don't know. Jaquita made it seem like it was, but that could have been an exaggeration. But either way, that then upset Caramel, and then after Caramel was upset, that then upset all the other family members because they felt like she was out of pocket at the time. I understand everybody's point of view. I do think they should let this go. I think that they should understand that that's how Caramel was feeling at the time. Maybe that's not how they would have handled it, but that's how it got handled on that particular day. They need to stop bringing up Keisha's mom passing and understanding that's a trigger for her. She don't want to keep hearing y'all bring that up and bring up the day or the day after that it happened. Don't nobody want to keep hearing that. And I think they all need to let it go. That's my opinion. That's how I saw it. How y'all see it? It was all confusing, child. Oh, my Lanta, y'all. I just recorded a whole segment, and I don't know what button I pushed, but it didn't accept, so I got to do it again. Okay, so let's talk about Chris, Nicole, in this contract situation really quick. So Nicole meets with Chris and Jaquita to discuss the contract that she has drafted up. I don't know if she did it with the help of Jamisha, but they've gotten everything together. They presented him the contract of his roles and responsibilities. Looks like he has a few more roles thrown in. Responsibilities thrown into his role, and she lets him know we will be keeping you at the same salary because we've looked up the fair market value, the salary range for this, and we already paying you what we need to pay. So we won't be giving any extras. Chris doesn't appreciate that. He feels like if you're going to introduce new responsibilities, then the pay needs to go up. So she tells him, look, you can present a different pay, but I'm telling you, this is what it is. You let us know if you're coming back to work. If you're going to adhere to this contract, this is what you've been asking for. So now you got it. Are you coming back to work or not? Okay. So after this, I want to talk about Jamisha and Nicole meeting up in regards to the conversation she had with Chris. Now, Jamisha feels like you kind of got to tread lightly because this is family at the end of the day, and you don't want to disrespect your family. This is a sensitive matter. This is Jaquita we talking about. This is her husband. And Nicole is just like, how long are we going to keep running this family thing? How long are we going to keep giving the family discount? That's not what she say, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. A lot of times when you're dealing with family, you got to still make sure that your business is front of mind. And it's very important to do so because a lot of times what we do in trying to be supportive of our family, because we love them, we kind of let them slide in on a job or a position, or, we may not train them accurately. We may not give them the proper paperwork. We might be paying them under the table. And then when stuff comes out and you do want to handle your business, not everybody feeling some type of way because we've been doing it this way for so long. Why are you trying to change it up now? So it's best to handle your business on the front end. But since we're already here, Nicole's trying to rectify that at this time. But what Chris needs to do, I think, is present what he believes is a fair salary for him, do his own research, and say, listen, based on the needs of the clients and based on the position and based on the hours I'm going to be working, this is what I think is fair. Can you guys give me that? If you can't, I'm going to have to go elsewhere. That's what I would do if I were him. Right now, he's just kind of, I guess, sitting on it. He ignores Nicole's phone call. He doesn't answer the phone. And he hasn't been back to work. And they have things they want to do. Nicole wants to take this, luxury brand idea and make it a really big thing within the company, like a specialized area within their real estate company. She wants to be this luxury agent, have this luxury branding, and she needs him to be available to do the recording and the video and the shooting and the media management for that, right? So she needs Chris to come on board or just step off so she can find somebody else. That's the conversation they need to have. I'm going to tie in the anniversary of Chris and Jaquita real quick because this all ties in together. So when Chris and Jaquita meet up for their anniversary. I noticed a couple of things. One, I didn't know they'd only been married 6 years. My friend, and also Forrest Rocks also says this on YouTube, that 7 years is really going to tell you about your marriage. If you can make it to that 7th year mark, then y'all might do all right. But she was like, that 7th year really be like, whew. So this is their 6th anniversary. He's running a little late. Jaquita planned everything. I'm just noticing some things, right? They dance. I'm noticing in the dance, Jaquita's giving a lot of instruction on top of the instructor. The instructor is telling Chris, come in, grab your woman. He says, I'm trying to be respectful, right? To the instructor. This is your wife. Grab her, right? Then the instructor tells Jaquita, you need to let him lead a little bit more in the dancing, just like you would let him lead at home. Well, that's not happening at home. And that may be why they weren't necessarily getting the dancing right in the beginning, but eventually they kind of got into a flow of things. So when they sit down and eat, they start discussing things in their marriage in relation to Chris and his work and his job and just how they've been trying to come together, and they've been missing each other when it comes to the communication, but they need to get back into the flow together, right? Just like they did with the dancing. Okay. This is just what I'm seeing, y'all. I could be wrong. I think Jaquita's right. Chris lost a lot of his confidence when he lost his job. I also think that everything happened in their new marriage. Sounds like everything happened fast. Like they got married, then they had a baby, then he lost his job, then she shifts into real estate. Like all of these things happen within, sounds like a short amount of time with, time frame within each other, right? So they're dealing with that. They're dealing with things happening quickly. They're also dealing with the fact that Chris may have lost his confidence from losing his job, not really knowing where he fits in his career. You see your wife shifting from being a pharmacist to just, killing it in the real estate industry. And it's like, where do I fit? When is my time? And it's not even maybe necessarily a jealousy thing, but more so just it's the same thing. Like if you have a friend that's doing really well, or all of your friends are doing really well, and you're like, damn, when am I going to get it together? You start having those feelings. When is it going to be me that finally gets to the pinnacle of where I want in my career? Which is why I think he was pushing so hard for the whole contract thing, right? Jaquita is trying to tell him, listen, I need you to tell me what it is that you're trying to do. Are you in or are you out? And Chris doesn't really know, but Chris, this is what I need you to do, baby. You got to make a decision. You got to stand on that decision, and you have to advocate for yourself with your career. Nobody else is going to advocate for you. And that's in any job that you go to. You have to advocate for yourself and your own needs in a career. Because if people can lowball you, they will. They will, because they're looking out for their bottom line. You got to look out for yours. So you need to present something, right? As they continue to talk, I can hear Jaquita's frustrations with him, and I see why she's always instructing him and telling him what to do and do all these things, because she wants Chris to be a leader in the home. She wants him to take those reins, is what she says anyway. But I don't know if Jaquita is just not seeing it purposely, or if she just doesn't know, or if she's just ignoring it. But Chris isn't. Every man is not leadership material simply because he has a penis. Every man is not leadership material simply because he goes to church or simply because his dad raised him. Every man just don't have it in them to take on every responsibility, right? And you would be surprised that even men back in the day, like my great granddaddy, he always used to say, I give her the check and she do what she do with it. Every man isn't capable of doing certain things, which is why you have kind of you kind of balance out the relationship to each other's strengths and weaknesses, if that makes sense. So when Jaquita says she wants him to take charge and take lead, of what specifically? Because I don't think that is the type of man that Chris is. He even says to her, I'm a worker. When you tell me what to do, I do it. If you tell me what to do, I do it. I don't mind going to work. I don't think it gets more clear than that he's not the type that's going to say, I'm going to make all of the decisions for us because I know what is best for us in this household. That's not what it's given. It's given more so, well, just tell me what you want me to do, and I can do that. And trust me when I say that I'm going to get this whole career thing together. I'm not going to leave you out in the cold. I'm going to do what I need to do, is what he's telling her. Jaquita wants to live the soft life. I don't think she has the type of husband that's going to do that. I think she has the type of husband, you're going to get a little bit hybrid with him. He going to have you living the soft life maybe in the kitchen, but not the soft life with the bills. He might have you living the soft life in the bedroom. You might get to be a pillow princess, but not necessarily the soft life with the budgeting or with the planning, because you had to plan your whole anniversary by yourself. So you just don't have that type. Now, could he grow to be more of that type? I don't know. I don't know if I see that. Maybe. But right now, he just don't have it in him. What did y'all think? Are y'all seeing what I'm talking about? Did you think Jaquita was doing too much? Did you think Chris was doing too little or too much? Let me know. Okay, and now kind of the nothings of the show. Just little stuff that happened. Jaquita and Keisha and the other sister, I forget her name, they meet up to work out. They ain't really do nothing, y'all, but show us that they was out of shape and and talk about how they're just trying to bury the hatchet around this whole thing with Keisha, the ex, Caramel, Auntie Nikki. They're trying to get over that whole thing. She did reach out to Auntie Nikki afterwards because she was concerned. Keisha did. And so I guess they got that whole, it's probably not worked out. It might come up again. Because I think Caramel's still feeling some type of way, to be quite honest with you. Then Jermisha meets with Auntie Nikki also to talk about what happened, but also to talk about the land situation. Jermisha has this plan that she is going to ambush some of the G2 during a surgery she got to take her Charlotte. I think that's her aunt. Got to take her too. So she going to try to bring up the land discussion then. And Auntie Nikki is just looking like, child, y'all just be doing stuff. And then I got to vouch for y'all. But you know I love y'all. So we go see what happened. She told Auntie Nikki she thought she was being dramatic, and I agreed. We don't even know if she was crying for real. But that's when Auntie Nikki said she did talk to Keisha, so I guess they're okay. What else was like a nothing part of the show? I really feel like that was it. The main things were the conversation with Keisha, Caramel, and the rest of the sister cousins, and the conversation about Chris. What did you guys think about the episode? What do you all think is going to happen in the future? Do you think this situation with Keisha and Auntie Nikki and the ex and Caramel, do you think that's over, or you think more is to come? What do you think about Jaquita, Chris, this contract? Nicole, what do you think? Do you think they're being fair to him? Do you think Chris is kind of losing his steam with this whole social media manager thing? Does he need to pivot somewhere else? And what other questions do I have? Yeah, just let me know what you guys thought about the episode. I'm sure I forgot something, but charge it to my mind, not my heart, y'all. I'm tired. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.